up, bitches? It is your host, Zoe, and I am back with another motherfucking episode. But today's a little different. I got a guest. Her name is Ari, and she's the host of the All Talk Podcast, but I'm going to let the queen introduce herself.
What's up, everybody? This is Ariana, and I am here with the All Talk Podcast. I'm so grateful that Zoe and me did this collab. And yeah, I'm on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so tune in.
Lovely to have her. Make sure you guys go tune into her on Apple and Spotify. Like she said, we are longtime friends. We have known each other since, elementary?
Yeah, I think second or third grade, I would say.
And we both recently split away from our hometown and live in a different place. I live in North Carolina, as we all know. Where do you live?
I live in Washington, close to Seattle, so.
A dream. A dream. So we just did an episode over on her channel, and you want to explain what that was about real quick?
We kind of did. We talked about social media and the way that people perceive themselves and how people perceive them, along with a little bit about going abroad and doing different countries. And then we ended it with how friendships and relationships are just as equal as almost, and that they're both important. So yeah, there's more in depth, but that's just a little rundown.
And so what the episode is going to be today, I wanted kind of a big hitter because I feel like both of us have been through this and recently have gone through the same transition. I kind of wanted to hit on the difficulties with family and navigating the relationship with that, cutting off toxic family. Can we do it healthily without damaging ourselves, especially the people who are overly nice and love too much? And, friendships as well, how it is to navigate those difficult, hard friendships. So I think my first question is, do you think you've been healthier after you moved?
I think so. And I feel very much at peace within myself. I don't overthink if I look stupid. I just let myself be me. I don't care what anyone thinks about me or what they would say. And that's just the most important thing.
I love that. I kind of feel the exact same way. I think I was always walking on, walking on rocks, nails? Eggshells. That's what the fuck it is. I think I was always walking on eggshells around my family and friends. I've never been truly myself. And I think down here since I am, I don't know anybody down here, I think I've been giving a lot of time to reflect on what's been going on and how I feel and how I navigate situations in my life.
Yes, that's good. It's definitely a different change, but it's good for your soul and the foundation that you're building for you and your future. It would definitely pay off.
No, definitely. I think one of my biggest things, even though it's not really outwardly said, I feel like a lot of my friends and so old friends think I feel like I'm better than them because I moved and I do have my own apartment out here at such a young age and stuff like that, which I don't believe is fucking true at all. I think we all have our own different journeys, but do you feel that pressure as well or no?
I mean, so when I was in okay, I'm gonna give you some feedback first. First of all, I do not think that you act better than anyone. I think that is just you are becoming a better you, and they're probably intimidated because they are not working on their self as much as you are putting in the effort. And then for me, it's kind of different because before I moved out of our hometown, I had my own apartment there by myself, and I was not really close to anyone as much as me moving. I had a couple friends and then I had moved. So it was kind of different. I really didn't give a fuck, but now it's people want to be more closer to me now that I moved. It's weird. I don't know why. So it's almost the opposite.
No, I definitely agree. I think the only time, because like I said, I've had very rocky friendships in my past. Nobody, I've always been the side piece. I've never been somebody's main friend.
Me
so
too.
I don't talk to anybody down here. It's really different from being really outwardly in groups and clubs and stuff like that in high school when you move and you don't have one single notification all day. It's very different, but I think very eye-opening because it allows me to reflect on relationships I thought meant the world to me. Because I remember when I moved, everybody I thought was my friend took me out of their private story. which
Did
I feel
they?
like is weird. I don't have a private story myself because I feel like I don't even post a lot as it is about myself.
Right.
So when they did that, I was like, what? What'd I do? And I think I'm just
Right.
very self-critical when it comes to friendships.
Yes, I think I am too, and it's kind of like very self-damaging because you want to know what you did wrong, but they don't take the time out to know what they did wrong to you.
Hmm. Just to let you and the listeners know, it is about a thunderstorm. I kind of love it, but it is, if you hear that's what that is. It's been raining every single day. But
Well, that gives the audience more of a reason to listen. If you want to listen to this in your car or be on the porch and you want a little bit of rain noise, just stay on here. You'll get the rain noise. Just be
a
patient.
little vibe, a little vibe. And so I feel like moving out here, like I said, I've had a lot of time to reflect, which we kind of hit in your episode as well. I feel like I've been able to look at a lot of my childhood trauma, which I have fuck a bucket ton of, and really digest them. And I've also uncovered a lot more about my childhood.
Right.
Do you feel like, have you been experiencing the same with moving?
Yeah, I honestly, so I seen this thing on Instagram and it said, because I am now 20, so I
Mhm.
am now entered my new chapter in my 20s.
No, I'm about to be there.
And yeah, and it's like there's this post and it was like entering your 20s is doing things that your 13-year-old self was so embarrassed to do. And that
Hmm.
shit is so real because I'm doing things like just the little stuff that I used to do as a little girl I am now bringing back into my life, and it brings so much good. And also, it's like some things have negative parts to it that I noticed that I do as still from being a little girl to now an adult. But it's also that, like how you said, you get to focus more on yourself, and that it's obviously you're not going to be perfect, but that shit does have a lot to do with it. And like, it's a lot. Like, kids go through a lot of shit.
I think kids go through a lot of shit, but I think we went through a lot of shit that wasn't. I feel like everything is normalized. Like I feel like a
Hmm.
lot has been normalized. Like sexual assault in families have been normalized. Like abuse,
Yeah,
like micro abuse has been normalized. Like neglect has been normalized. And I feel like a lot of the times when we would express how we felt, especially me personally, I was
mhm.
overly sensitive, or I was just sort of wasn't that serious. Like I need to calm
Me
down.
too.
Like or like
Yeah.
just push it aside. And I think especially with me being, I'm the youngest. I know you're opposite, but
Hmm.
I'm the youngest, and my siblings are what 10 of like 15, 5 years older than me. So it's
Oh,
like
wow.
it literally has just been me my whole life. Like I feel like in a way
So
I
you're
was,
kind of an only kid.
yeah, they didn't parent me after they parent my siblings because my siblings were so hard.
Right.
No offense to them, but they really
No.
put them through that shit. Like they
Yeah.
really put them through that shit. So when it came to me being the kid who you didn't really have to worry about if her grades were good, if she was doing, because I was so independent.
Hmm.
I remember I got into an argument with my mom. I think like it was junior year, so 2 years ago. And I was like, I feel like you don't parent me because like being with somebody like me too, who has so much family, like he
Hmm.
would get calls when we're out for like 8 hours. Hey, how are you doing? Text, everything. I could be out for like 13 hours, not one text. They wouldn't know if I was
Right.
home at night. They would expect me to. And I remember we got into that argument and it was kind of like, how are you mad at me because I trust you? And I was like, now I'm looking at myself. I'm like, am I tweaking? Am I tweaking? But I think moving down here made me realize I'm still your kid. I was still
Right.
living with you. You should still want to know if I'm okay. Want to know if I'm
Yeah,
safe.
I mean, even if they do trust you, it's almost like that, like, do you even care? Like, are you
Literally,
interested in my life? Are you interested in my thoughts and my ideas and the events that I'm doing? Like, it's almost, do you trust me? But yeah, you might trust me, but are you even interested in my life and what I have going on?
literally, that was my last episode I made. It was like, actually, I forgot what it was called. It's something about not to care.
Hmm.
But I just think it's so real. Like a lot of stuff was swept under the rug, especially as children. But like friendships, how did you adapt to how was adapting to friendships in high school different than middle school?
Okay, so in middle school, I had two very best friends that like I loved with my whole heart. I had fell out with one of them, and I was still friends with the other one. But now that in high school, that whole like trio, I did not really care for anymore. I wasn't
Hmm.
close to them at all. So that I took that really hard. To know that that was like middle school. That was like my like two best friends. Going into high school, I thought we were gonna be best friends forever, and we just weren't. So that had like I take like how I told you in the last episode, I take friendship seriously. Like
Yes.
so I feel things very deep. If my feelings are hurt, I'm fucking sick. Like
Sick as fuck.
yeah, like I don't want to eat. I just feel sick to my stomach. Like don't fucking talk to me. But in high school, COVID had happened and I had went to school. Well, I had came here out to Seattle for the COVID time until we went to school. And then um the shit was all weird. Well, eventually I didn't give a fuck about friends because basically my friends in my eyes was they didn't give a fuck about me. They did me wrong, basically,
Hmm.
because of the shit that happened. Like it was just fucked up. And I had my wrongs too. So I'm a person that it takes a long time to be friends with. And like I had a friends like almost a year ago, I'd say, that I clicked to them really fast and it just wasn't good at the end. But I have a really hard time keeping friends. And like I have two or three friends, like, me and you don't talk for a while, but we're still cool as fuck, you know?
Yeah, like when we would see each other, like when we had like the meetups for like the funeral, we kicked it like we just were together yesterday. Like,
Yeah, and it's like them relationships are very important though, because like who knows like what you were going through or who knows what I was going through, and we helped each other in ways that we probably didn't even realize it.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Like when we had lost Dewey, like in 5th grade, we were close as fuck. Like
that was my best friend.
I know that's what I'm saying. We sat at the same table. What is it? Me, you, Dewey, and what's his name? Gavin?
Santiago,
What's his name?
Santiago, Gavin, Elijah, Jaden. It was
Yes,
really
yes, yes.
everybody.
All in the same class. So it's like we was all grieving in our own ways, and that pulled all of us closer together. Not all of them, because like I would say you, because I'm not really close to them.
Hmm.
But like, yeah, like so I just have a really hard time with friendships, and like I'm just over it now.
No, I definitely agree with you because, like I said, I think my experiences with friendships was different because, like, I've never had like a close friend to call mine. I've always been
Hmm.
the backup friend. Like, and I feel like if I explained like situations to you, you would be like, "Oh, damn, you kind of were." Like, I'd be best friends with a girl from like fifth and fourth. We're with each other every day. But then she met a new third girl, and they clicked it, and now I was
Yeah,
out.
and yeah, that's yes, that's a story. Yes, yes, and
And
it
it's
sucks.
it's been like that throughout middle school and high school. So it's like for me, there was really no change there. High school, it was a little worse because I simply was changing myself to fit in with other
Hmm.
groups. I'd be like, okay, well, I really fuck with this, even though I don't, not at all, not even
Right.
close. So I could fit in, but I still never fit in. Like I still was the one who wasn't invited. Let's say like they were all going out to drink and I didn't drink at the time. I was not invited, even though I was like the person I could still kick it. I don't care if y'all drink. I just wanted to come. I
Right.
still wasn't invited. So I think for me the dynamic has definitely been different because now down here I have met people, they're like in their 30s, but I feel that love and it's a little different
Yeah.
because I'm like, what the hell? But no, I definitely agree with you. It's great when you have those people you can rely on. And like no matter how long has went by, you can still feel like I can call you up and be like, "Hey, this is what's
Yeah,
wrong."
like if something was really deeply wrong and like if you was to call me or I was to call you, I feel like we would drop anything and be there for each other. And it's like them are the most important things, I feel like, just because it's like they're people are shitty and people don't know how to be friends. And as bad as that sounds, because the most people that don't know how to be friends have a lot of friends.
Have the most friends.
Yeah, and it's like a friend to all is a friend to none.
Literally.
And I have like two or three friends. I talk to one almost every day. Um, but like I don't care to have as many friends as everyone else. As long as I
Mhm.
have two or three, even one cool motherfucker that I can share my life with and the good and bad, and just have good moments and bad moments, like that's better than having a whole bunch of friends.
No, definitely. I think to go back what you said, a friend to everyone is a friend to none. I think I
Mhm.
want to give two perspectives on that because, like, for me, I was a friend to everyone, but in my head, like, so if someone could view like, which was really fucked up because, like, we know, like, I won prom queen, I was on top five, I was cheer captain, I was
Ooh.
this, that, the other, but nobody liked me enough to talk to me. You know, not one of those people liked me enough for me to get there, but not one person ever texted me. No, I was never, I don't think, I didn't go anywhere in high school because I was never invited. And it's
Yeah.
like, I think that has been my biggest struggle because I'm like, I just want, because you know how everybody's like, oh, well, at least I had this one girlfriend. Like, we may have fell out, but like, that was the one person I could always go to. I never had that. And
Yeah,
I
me
think
either.
that fucked me up the most because I'm like, a friend to all is a friend to none, to be true, because I'm looking at the people who literally were cool with everybody, but like they all hung out together.
Mhm.
Messiest people I've met in my life.
Yep.
But then you look at those people who like are known to all, but are friends to none. Like,
Yeah, and it's like
it's weird.
it's a popular loner, and a lot of people don't a lot of people know and they just ignore it like everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like a friend to all is a friend to none, and it's like a lot of people will have a lot of friends. Don't get me wrong, but the people who talk about each other and then they sit in
Oh,
their face, them are the worst people. And like I
worst kind of
experienced
people.
that. Yeah, I experienced that, and that shit like makes you feel like shit because like you know deep down that they're talking shit about you and you're just ignoring it because you think that they're your friends, and then you find out they're talking shit about you. It's like you know already. Like, why are you even doing that to yourself?
Yeah, because you're like, you're talking to me about your best friend because you guys fell out for one day over something stupid. How the hell do you talk about me? And we're not even that close.
Right. And it's like, I know you're probably doing my shit in right now. Like,
Literally doing it fucking.
no, seriously. Like, damn. Like, so it really does suck. And like, I think I'm over it. Like, cause, excuse me growing up, I've had cousins like my whole life. So,
I've always admired that.
yeah, like I've always, like, so the stuff that I went through with my cousins is a little bit different because it's like they're my family, and like me and my cousin used to get into arguments really bad, but at the end of the day, work, family, and like we don't say like, no, that's just because that's your family. No, we show each other like if we're sorry, we're sorry. If we tell them each other the truth, and I take that over friends any day. So like I'm blessed with me having a lot of cousins, but at the same time, I do like I wish that I still had a best friend to this day that like just because I do have a best friend, but it's different. Like how everyone just gets to have a travel buddy that they can travel with whenever, or just have someone that just is stuck to their side and don't think of no weird shit and is genuinely just friends. I I want that. And like sometimes I get jealous when people have that. Not jealous of them, jealous of like,
The relationship.
yeah, like damn, like I just wish that I just had a friend like that that actually cared about me as much as I care about them.
Yeah, no, I think I've always admired, fuck. I've always admired that about you. Because like I said, we all have grown up and I dated one of your cousins. I was friends. I was in,
Yeah,
I was
I
friends with
forgot about that. Yeah.
I do every day. But I like think about that and I'm like I have there's like seven people in my family. Two of which are my siblings, one's my mom, and none of my family likes each other. So it's like there's seven of us, but none of us are together. You know, even
Right.
my siblings, like they get into it. My mom, like they all get into it. So it's like it's always just been me, and I think that's why I've always chased friends because I'm like, okay, well, I need to find fucking somebody. I need to find somebody. And
Yeah.
it never clicked for me. So it's like when watching people like you guys, I like really see that love that like family could have,
Hmm.
which is I think that makes my drive to make my own 10
Yeah.
times harder. But I feel like everything, because I see what you were talking about like looking at friends on like Facebook and seeing travel buddies and this, that, the other. A lot of that is superficial because a lot of like the best friends I would see who's like known each other since kindergarten, like I would see on Snapchat and stuff, even that ones that I knew in real life, they talked the most shit about each other.
About each other.
And when I
Yes,
tell you I
for
knew
sure.
the most dirt, and I'm just like, that is your best friend you knew since diapers. Why are you doing
Right.
like that? So
Yeah.
that I think that's why I'm very guarded now that I have learned kind of what it means to be a friend. I'm very guarded because I'm like, I don't, we need to be able to fall out and you're not going to tell my business.
Exactly.
Because I know, like, I will always say this, I know everybody's fucking business. Because, like I said, I've
Hmm.
always been like the little third wheel.
Facts. Yes.
And, but I've never had it in me. And that's just me as a person. I would never want to hurt somebody else just because I'm
Hmm.
pissed. And, like, friends have done the most craziest shit to me. Like, I had a friend tell me to relapse. Like,
What?
I've had the craziest shit happen, but I've never had it in me to attack them back verbally rather than calling them a bitch. And I've only got one argument like that, but I don't know where people find it to like just air out
Well,
the
yeah.
darkest parts of somebody.
Well, look at it like this. Okay, so for someone to sit there and tell you some fucked up shit like that, and it's just like, you want to tell me this, like the shit that they said, and then you look at them and just be like you can just kill them with this. The amount of stuff that I know about you that's true, I can end your fucking life just with that without you killing yourself. And I know that sounds fucked up, but that is just telling them the truth without airing their business out and just be like, do you know the shit? I could really end your whole fucking life without you even dying. And that sounds fucked up. It sounds fucked up, but at the end of the day, people are fucked up, and sometimes you can't be always positive. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning that. Sometimes you got to be a little negative.
Oh, you definitely. I think because that's been my biggest problem. Like I'm overly nice, and like I've said, I've let people walk all over me my whole life. So it's like someone could do me so dirty, and I'm gonna sit there and take it, and I will never like publicly embarrass someone or like even go in just because I'm not an angry person. I mean, I really am, but not like outwardly. And
Right.
so now that I get here, I find myself being way too honest sometimes. Like when
Yeah.
people like say something that really pisses me off or like offends me, and I'm like, do you have the nerve? Because like, and I'm just start going in, and I'm just like, oh, but I don't feel bad because
Well, yeah, because it's the truth.
why'd you do it to me?
You know that okay, so I'm pretty sure you're into the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, right? And he goes, no, I'm the
Yes,
biggest hit. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
everything. No, because I felt it.
No, for real, because like, and I've always been like that since I was a kid. I've been overly honest, and it's like sometimes it does bite me in the ass. But like, if someone's breath stunk, I'm like, your fucking breath stinks. Like something needs to go. Like for real, something needs to work out. But like, I'm talking about. I'm gonna touch back on to the cousin thing. I do have a lot of cousins, but at the same time, I'm the only one out of my siblings that has a different dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm my dad's only kid. So that part that you said, like you was always looking for them friendships, I had that problem too. Just because like my brothers and sisters, there's four of us, they have all the same dad and mom besides me. So I'm the one that don't have that connection how everyone else does. Like I do have siblings, and like I don't look at them any different at all because we had different dads. No, because we're by the same mom. But at the same time, I did always look for that, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's crazy because when you had said that, I had thought, like, damn, like, because you do look for that, like, that void that's missing in your heart
Mm-hmm.
within family, you look for that because I went through some shit, like, when you had brought up, like, the sexual assault and shit like that, that shit is real, and family pushes that shit under the fucking
Or they
tarp.
just play fucking blind, bitch.
Yeah, well, it's like it's just crazy, and like just me going to Toledo just last week, um, that a situation from me being a kid that happened to me had came up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a very emotional thing, and someone had apologized to me for something, and it's like damn, like I don't know, it's just crazy how life is, and family can be the most fucked up thing to you or the most blessing you can have.
Yes. And
Yeah.
like I said, I do envy that, which I'm trying to get better at, not comparing myself to people. Because, like, Michi, like my boyfriend, my significant other, he does have, like, a fat ass family. Like, it really fucked me up, though, because, like, my 8th grade graduation, which probably doesn't mean a lot to people,
It does. I mean, you
I
graduated.
only had my mom and four of his family members showed up. And that really fucked me up because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and I try to like to sit there and I try to remind myself to be grateful for everything I have, like no matter what. Like I do have siblings and I do have a mom, like and I am loved, like no matter even if it's not in like maybe the way I want, I am loved. But then looking at someone who comes from such a strong background of love and support no matter what, it makes you a little envious. But I did want to get on the back to you said you never hold your tongue. Ari, you used to fucking bitch. I used to look up to you, like you used to inspire me, and I'm gonna bring this up because when we were younger, God, you were a fucking menace. When you had that dog in you, you had that dog in you. Because when I tell you dragging bitches up and down the stairs just for disrespect, I'm like, hey man, I wish I had it in me. I wish I
Man.
had it in me. Because you took no shit. And you whooped ass for it. You was the mouth didn't do its talking, the hands did. And I was like, okay,
Yes, for sure.
period. But now I think I'm growing. I'm getting that dog in me because my friends down here, which I think they're like supposed to be teachers in my life. Like we're not supposed to be like those lifelong best friends who are cuddling and crying with each other.
It's
They're
lessons. They're
teachers.
lessons for you.
They are
Yeah.
lessons. And for them to be older than me, they're definitely huge lessons. They're teaching me stuff I should learn and should know about myself. And they're both very bold and don't hold their tongue, especially even their faces. And it's helping me learn because I will never, even if I do learn, I will never be like an aggressive person, but I will learn how to stick up for myself.
Exactly. And it's like me growing up, I was aggressive just because of the things that I was going through as a little girl, like how we brung up the traumatic and trauma and everything as a kid. I was going through a lot of shit that made me mean. And it's like now that I am older, that I'm not a mean person. I can be mean, but in my heart, I have such a big heart that I do
Yes.
not want to be mean. And it's like, it hurts my feelings that I have to be mean sometimes. But it's like at the same time, people will hurt you and not give two fucks.
And not give two fucks.
Yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself. And like sometimes peace, like you're lucky, like, and yeah, you are learning how to protect yourself and to stick up. And you have to do that spiritually as well. Because spiritually, they'll run over you bad. And at the same time, it's like, it's good to have that soft girl energy too, because you know that deep down, you're not mean. And that in your soul, you don't do it out of spite. You do it to protect yourself. And that's the best thing that you can have. Because when I'm young, like the shit that I did when I was younger, like being mean to kids and everything, I sometimes have so much guilt from that. Like still to this day, I'm like,
But
damn,
that's
like,
healthy.
yeah, like, and I feel so bad. Sorry, I feel so bad for like of what happened of me being a bully, but I also got bullied. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, it's like you learn and you forgive and you just move on. So it's like for you, that is a big step to stick up for yourself because people don't give a fuck. And then when you start to not give a fuck, you're the bad guy, but oh well, because they didn't give a fuck when they didn't give a fuck.
And that's what I have to accept. Me sticking up for myself does not make me a bad person.
Yeah, and I hope that we're like talking about the stuff you want to talk about in this episode because like
Bitch,
like,
yes. You know I'm a certified yapper. You know I'm
yeah.
a certified yapper. Don't
Man,
ever
because I just feel like I'm just like going.
yapping and bothering me. I'm here all
Man.
day.
Yeah.
So lastly, this is the last thing, but I'm just gonna say, to you and to them, which I tell my listeners all the time, even if you were that person in your past who you might feel guilty on now, like let's say you were mean, let's say you have been mean to one significant person, it's okay. We all make mistakes. We got to realize we were just children. That doesn't make up for the fact that it could have impacted somebody else's life, but acknowledging it and allowing yourself to know you weren't perfect and to know that you have grown and you are a better person. And if you did see them, like it's all love and you have all love to give. I think that is a beautiful thing because mistakes happen.
Yes,
and
for sure.
stuff happens. Like there has been a time where like I haven't been the best friend, but I acknowledge that. I
Hmm.
think it is dishonest and discerning to sit there and think you know it all and you're number one no matter what. You don't regret shit you did because we all have it, and I think growth makes us beautiful, and growth isn't linear at all. So
Yeah, it's not. And
I
like
think
shit happens.
definitely. So yeah, I hope. Did you enjoy this episode?
Yes, I did. I feel like I yapped a little bit too much about certain things, but
Definitely not. You're with me. I feel like
yeah.
you can't.
So it's like, yeah, I'm actually glad that we did this because we touched down on a lot of different subjects, all in one that equal up to the same. So I just want to say thank you so much for doing this collab with me for my platform and for your platform, and that the only way is up.
Definitely, it's
And
only up from here.
yes, and I can't wait to see both of us going up and being wherever we are in life with our podcast. And I'm just very excited for the journey that we're on.
I definitely agree. I appreciate everything you said. Sorry if I wasn't yapping as much. When I get on the topic of my family, I get really quiet.
No, you're fine. It is
I
very
never know what to
personal.
say because I don't want to say the wrong thing because it's not like they're not in my life, and I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
want them to fucking hate me
Yeah.
for being honest. So I think I get a little quiet, which I'm getting better at. But yeah, I really do appreciate you being on the episode today. If you guys would go give her a listen and rate her for me, I would love that, and so would she. Like I said, we're both on Apple and Spotify. Tag your socials.
Huh?
Tag your like socials. Like, what do
Oh,
you want them to know? Like, follow you on?
okay. My platform is the All Talk Podcast with Ariana Montoya. It is on Instagram and Spotify and Apple Music or Spotify, whatever. Can you cut that
You,
out?
you
Just,
said it right.
just, just go to my podcast, All Talk with Ariana Montoya. Thank you so much, and thank you, Zoe, again.
Of course, I will leave everything she has down in the description. I love you guys so much. Peace out, bitches. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Love you.
Deuces.